Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Big Al, and I love my mama. So, what I want to talk about today is losing motivation. If you're losing your motivation, I got some insight to give you about how to overcome this lack of motivation. Now, first of all, what you want to try to find out is the root cause, the true root cause of you losing this motivation. Oftentimes, it comes from one of two things. Either the results that you're trying to achieve either came too fast or too slow. More often, quite often, it's because it came too slow. But in some situations, I've seen in like immature relationships that if you achieve the result you wanted a little too fast, then I've seen some young people lose motivation in the relationship. So make sure that you have the proper balance to things. Now, people lose the motivation on their job. Maybe they wanted to get some sort of increase or raise at a certain time. Maybe they wanted to achieve some promotion or status at a certain time. Maybe they wanted to do all sorts of things. However, what came up is the long stride of execution, the long stride of going through and learning the various things that need to be learned in order to excel and accelerate in your particular motion. One thing that I've noticed that'll help you regain your motivation, not become so bored, and understand how to work things out a little bit better. Bleed your personalities into different environments. Bleed them all. Bleed them all. Okay? So this is what I wanted to say. Everybody thinks that they don't have multiple personalities, but everybody's got multiple personalities. Absolutely everybody. If you got more than one emotion, then you got more than one personality. Because I'm not the same Big Al when I'm happy as I am when I'm mad, as I am when I'm sad, as I am when I'm reflective, as I am when I'm focused or daydreaming, or whatever the case may be. Also, if you're in different environments with different groups of people, you're gonna have a different personality. When I'm around my friends, I'm more of a jokester fella, jokester Big Al. When I'm around my family, I'm more of the brazen leader. When I'm around my employees at my own business, I'm more of the trailblazing visionary, entrepreneur. But what I'm saying is this, is that a lot of times we might not think of ourselves having multiple personalities, but we do. And there's always one of those personalities are your funnest, the one that you have the most fun with more often than not. So what I would say is choose that one that you have the most fun with and let that bleed over into the one that you're having the least amount of fun with. Now, let's make sure that we keep things, rational. I'm not saying if you're a club going person that figure out some way to bring that into the office space. However, I am known to cut a little jig, in the office a little bit. But I run the office, okay? So I can do that. But you might not be able to do that wherever you're working. So let's just give you a straightforward example. So let's just say I'm teaching a class. And as I'm teaching the class, nobody's responding, nobody's asking questions, nobody's answering questions I'm asking. Things are starting to get bored. We have another hour and a half to go. And I'm like, man, I wish I wasn't here. I don't even want to show up after the break. I don't even want to come next week to teach the same class. Then what I'll do is this, is like, wait a minute, Big Al, first of all, why are you losing motivation? Is it because you're not achieving the results as quick as you wanted to? If that's the case, what were those results that you are not achieving? Or did you achieve them too soon? In that case, let's just say I didn't achieve them fast enough. Meaning that, first of all, what I got to figure out, what are those results I wanted? Because a lot of times we're upset about not achieving results fast enough of something we don't even know what the results for. Or oftentimes we're upset about achieving a result that we don't even know about too slowly. First, figure out what the result is that you want. What do you want out of life? And once you figure that out, then you can determine how to be a little bit more patient in achieving it, or how to achieve it even quicker. In my example of being in a classroom and being bored with the aspect of teaching, it doesn't happen that often, but every now and then it does. When it comes to teaching, I know I've been teaching for about 8 years now. Probably around year 4, 5, probably around year 5, I realized, well, wait a minute. Instead of me being, instructor Big Al or instructor Al Darnell Jr., what I would do is I would allow more of my cavalier personality, walking up and say, hey man, what's going on? My man. And allow that to bleed over into the classroom. Yeah, I might not throw up the fist, some people, whatever. But what I'm saying is this, is that I would go into class instead of being, straight-laced, bow-tied, and so on and so forth, because I do wear those things. I'd still wear them, but I would just say, hey, so talk to me, fella. Talk to me, young lady. What's the deal? What's going on? As a matter of fact, the pirate ship over here actually reveals and constitutes a delicate design of force and function that will effervescently provide whatever. So instead of being, actually, if you look at the hull and then you measure the ropes that go from the deck to the top of the mast, and you determine the velocity, I don't do all that anymore. So by allowing a certain area of my life that was the more cavalier area, that one I enjoy sometimes the most, into an area that I was getting bored in, it brought new life, and I didn't worry so much about not achieving a certain result that I didn't even know I had. And nonetheless, this can work in a litany of environments. Let's just say that you're still living at home, and you have to do what your parents say, and you have to live in your own little room, and so on and so forth, and you don't like it. But when you're out and about with your friends, you could be the cool, leather jacket wearing person. What you could do in that situation is come into the house, wear your leather jacket in the house, wear your shades in the house, and then go to your bedroom like you're the man or the woman or whatever. And I'm telling you, it's not just putting on a front, it's actually engaging that aspect of your personality into a different environment. By engaging a different personality that's usually confined to one environment and allowing it to bleed over into another environment that personality hasn't dipped into, it makes things a little bit brighter. It makes things a little bit more fun. It makes things a little bit more different and adventurous. Because that's what all this thing is. Perspective. Let's just say, like, a lot of people would love to be in the position that you're in when you're saying you're bored. A lot of people would gain the greatest level of motivation in a position that you're in when you're saying that I've lost all motivation. It's kind of the whole one man's trash is another man's treasure. One man's unmotivation is the other man's inspiration. So think about that. That's pretty much all I got to say. I hope that has helped you. I hope that is a benefit, because I know a lot of times in entrepreneurship we might leave our first love. We might get in the thick of it all and realize that, guess what? I didn't know I signed up for this too. You get bored, you get unmotivated, the money's not coming in quick enough. But allow other personalities in much more beautiful areas of your life, or more fun areas of your life, bleed over into your business. Maybe that'll allow you to pick up more clients. Maybe that'll allow you to stay focused a little bit longer. Maybe that'll allow you to get the type of results that you want, because your perspective is now in a much higher vantage point than the perspective that you had with other personality that was getting bored and unmotivated. There you have it. That should help solve. That might be one component, although I think it's a very large component in helping you overcome boredom, loss of motivation. God bless, keep it pushing. Make sure you spread the word. Love my mama. Cheers.